What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Tuesday, May 2nd, 2023. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. I appreciate you all so much. Thanks for being here with me. Hope everybody's doing well. Coming off that Kazemi. Well, take a look at the chart and see what's up. We're going to see that moon in Libra all day today. And it does start off the day coming in, boom, Libra. And like I mentioned yesterday, end of yesterday, beginning of today, we do see that trine over to Pluto. Hopefully, with Pluto station retrograde and starting to kind of get that going, that we're seeing the deeper alignments in our emotions. It's a very emotional transit, the moon and Pluto. So, deep emotional shifts that we got to the point of or saw clearly on Monday, May 1st, can definitely bring, I would say, value and, good feelings into our life if we're justifying them properly and getting to, the conclusion point on the scales in our life of what the deeper desires are and how we can go more internally to externally sort of see what can happen, if you will. Definitely brings relationships into the picture with the moon in Libra. Everything's going to be kind of about getting balance and harmony. Hopefully we can find that, but sometimes we got to go through extremes, and even getting a trine with Pluto can bring up extreme situations with people that we have to sift through and know what's ours. There's still a lot of energy here in Taurus. We just came off that Sun Mercury Cazimi. So really taking our values to the next level will get us in alignment with other people. We're also going to see the moon in a little yod for a moment with the North Node and Saturn that are in sextile. So a little bit of yod energy. Some astrologers won't use the nodes for yods. It's not something necessarily in a birth chart I'm paying a lot of attention to, but we do get a moment of that in the astrology today. And I would say it's definitely, with Saturn in Pisces, it's a disciplined way of understanding your spiritual values and commitments, staying on path for that creative element, that capacity in our life to keep going and to know our worth and our value and be confident through, maybe relationship situations. Every time that we can dedicate to our spiritual values, I do think that we bring more alignment into our life. And maybe there's some faded way that today kind of tests that or makes us, stay dedicated or persistent with a high character within our, our empathy, just everything that we feel and, taking a lot in right now. But it's definitely a day where I think a lot of feelings are met when it comes to other people. Got to find some kind of way to get things in order today. And I think, the more that we take that message that we got and, how everything was so to the point yesterday, keep building off of that, keep understanding our values and what we want and how to get that, but knowing that maybe there is, release that's also taking place too, if we're going to get that. And the big release, of course, is Friday, Cinco de Mayo, with a lunar eclipse. So we're still kind of like building up to that big energy. We're in between eclipses. It's just kind of like potent. And, what do we really have control over right now? Really, it's this Taurus energy. Control over our values and knowing our worth. However that plays out in our life, whether it's monetarily or just literally the confidence to know that what you do provides value, even if maybe situations with others show that, they don't think so. This isn't so much about what everybody else's values are, what other people's opinion are on you. I think that majority of this is being comfortable and secure in who you are, both physically and spiritually, is the most important thing. The rest will get sifted and sorted out as we keep building our confidence and keep knowing our worth. Now, Venus is getting closer to the square to Neptune, so it's a little interesting with the moon in Libra, of course, disposited by that Venus, and Venus also dispositing all that Taurus, and being in square to Neptune. It's very possible that we have some kind of a delusional sort of outlook on people right now in our lives. Maybe we are being overly compassionate, trying to understand too much about another, maybe not seeing our own understanding. I think the trick is going to be to really tune into yourself and to not let other energy get to you, because we can be a little vulnerable and a little sensitive right now. And we can also be so empathetic that we're, kind of setting ourselves up for that, if you will. And, with Venus too and Gemini, like there's a lot of talk going around about other people and relationships, and Neptune's, clouding it. So again, I feel like too, this is a situation where if you didn't hear it from somebody and you're hearing it from another party, it's probably just gossip. I think that there could be a lot of gossip that goes around in general right now. Trying to keep things stimulating. I think too, it's like the imagination's kind of running wild to try and stimulate certain areas of our life. That can be extremely beautiful, but it can also be detrimental if it's not kind of based around justice and truth and value, and if it's just kind of going off into Never Never Land with any sort of story. Also, monetary wise with Venus square Neptune, it's an interesting time. I would say, don't go out overspending. Right now, like pay attention to your money, pay attention to your value, your worth. Like if you don't need it, don't go crazy, right? Like get what makes sense. I'd say that's the most important thing. Does something actually make sense? Go for it. If it's just some kind of a ideal or, belief that like you need it, you might be escaping something else, which is, maybe taking us further from alignment, both spiritually and physically. And last but not least, the moon's pretty void off course. Mars is in Cancer still, of course, and it's off the sextile over to Uranus, so trying to take different, approaches to things could be the best way to feel secure. It could almost feel like we need to mix certain things up in our house or in our situation, or just emotionally, so that we can kind of figure out again where the alignment's at. But trying to get there. There was one more thing I wanted. I thought about it, but oh yeah, I want to talk about Jupiter, just because it's still getting tight with that square to Pluto. So there's transformation of beliefs, stories are changing, our identities about what we believe in ourselves. Like there's so much trying to go into this new realm that we haven't experienced on a deeper level before. So be open to transformation and change. I don't think it's a time to, be so stuck in any belief about one thing. I think it's an important time to know your own truth, your own value. And I think too, to, not get duped into what somebody else's value system is too, with Venus square Neptune. Like you really want to know what's true to you, and not just take it at, because you have an ideal about a situation or a certain someone in your life, and whatever they say is true. Like we got to be discerning right now. Like not everything we're going to hear outside of ourselves is going to be true, and maybe even not everything that we tell ourselves internally is going to be true either. So we have to watch that too, as we're trying to find that harmony, balance, beauty that this moon in Libra wants us to find before it goes through honestly, like it's going through hell almost with the lunar eclipse in Scorpio. It's the full moon in Scorpio is always extremely intense. Getting an eclipse, as we know from last year, is it's intense. So we want to get things in alignment best we can. We do that by knowing our worth, being able to communicate our values, express ourselves, and hopefully, express value that is true and real. I think that that's the kicker too, and that emotionally feels unique and right to you, and not just any old thing, but we're kind of getting like can you align yourself and relate yourself with your spiritual integrity and groundedness of self-worth and value. Yeah. See what's in the cards for today. We got the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. Oh man, it can feel like I think getting a different, just feeling about what's going to bring more alignment into our life. It might not be what we've been so persistent or believed in before. I think that we're kind of seeing that we have to change something up to get what we really want, and we still have to keep putting effort in. We can't just give up at the same time either, but it's almost like doing the same thing over again isn't going to reward the same results that maybe it did in the past. So having to switch things up to find new alignment and to not be stagnant in an ideal or a belief could, be the helping factor there. And just the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, one after another. Yeah, self-worth, self-value. That's what we're trying to turn around right now. We can definitely think that everything else isn't working out because of a situation outside of ourselves, but I think the big truth is that our relationship with ourself and our confidence to be, I think, happy and satisfied with ourselves is everything to getting more of what we want and to keep putting that work in. The Nine of Pentacles upright it knows its worth. It knows its value. It can do it on its own. It doesn't need a helping hand. It can create beauty by itself, and it did. So reversed, I feel like we're all trying to kind of find that, and knowing that like changing something up but still working will yield that result as well. And the Emperor reversed. So I do think that we're having to, remember I feel like there's a lot of other people stuff going on right now. So we have to remember to pay attention to ourselves, and that we're the emperors and the empresses of our reality, and that, you can't rule your own kingdom within yourself, if you will. If you're not willing to trust yourself, put the effort in, be confident in yourself, if, the emperor, like, you really think that the emperor cares like what some gossip is or what somebody else is saying? I don't think so. Way too busy dealing with the things that are important to him and delegating the kingdom. So you got to delegate your kingdom today, find the strength and the courage and your inner empowerment to get back on track for your values. And to know that even if you have to change something, it's perfectly okay to change something right now. We are in a time of change. We are a couple days away from a lunar eclipse. I mean, there's a huge change and transformation that we're all about to go through. So it's healthy. We all can't stay stagnant here, even if we want to think that that'll be okay. So I love you all very much. Oh, I do. I made a promo. It's in the description below too. But Fam Study Group, that's going to launch on May 22nd for the first class. It's not necessarily a class, but kind of a class, right? There's going to be a study group where we all get on Zoom. We have cameras on. We all have mics. We all have a voice. I'm going to lead the discussion in whatever the topic may be. We might start small. We might start big. Kind of going to see where everybody's at. The first class is going to be, or the first group meeting, I should say, it's not even a class, is going to be more about kind of getting a feel for where people are at and, getting a feel for the community that we're trying to create here and, see where we want to go. And then we'll hop into something. I'll share what I know, and then it's open for people in the class that maybe have that placement or that aspect or that progression, whatever it might be, to share their own sort of real life findings. So it's going to be a great way that I think we can all learn through experience and through our own lives and how we've taken in knowledge or experienced firsthand certain things, and be able to all learn a lot. I'm excited to learn from you. I'm excited to tell you, of course, what I know, and just have dialogue and have a place where we can hang out and learn and be a community together. So, Fam Study Group. There's a link in the description below if you want to join. It's $7.77 per month, bi-weekly. So this first month is a little off because it's starting, and the second one won't be till April, but it's going to be bi-weekly starting on May 22nd. So, and they'll probably go a few hours, they're not going to be short, like little, hey, I can find a bunch of things to talk about, and I'm sure that a lot of you have a lot to say too. So please register, link in the description below. Also, doing a reading sale, $100 off. It's the Eclipse reading sale that I'm going to do. So 1 hour reading. If you go to my website and book under consultations, enter that promo code Eclipse23. Get $100 off, makes it a $200 hour-long session, so it knocks 1/3 of the price off. And it's eclipse season, so I feel like we all need a little extra something. Maybe an astrology reading is that perfect thing for you, and I want to do a sale. I'm gonna save this code, write it down. It's gonna be, of course, on the thumbnails and in the link or the description below, but it's gonna go be on sale for the rest of the month. So it's a month-long sale. So you have time to book. You don't have to, do it right now, but by May 31st, that coupon code will no longer be in existence. So write it down, save it, make a note. If you want to use it, it's good till the end of the month. All right. Love you all very much. Hope you have a beautiful Wednesday. No, Tuesday. Love you all. Take care. Peace.